Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Silent Hill 2. We mostly finish up the apartments in this part. We have, to go to one room after the puzzle at the end, but that's basically the entirety of the regular apartment complex, so hooray for that.
I do like that they managed to make this a more intricate navigational experience without necessarily destroying the naturalistic feeling of the apartment's layout, where it actually does feel like an apartment building.
I appreciate that in any video game that does it, where you can make your environment feel like a real place while also being a satisfying video game experience. It's way harder than it would look, because, your average apartment layout does not necessarily conduce itself to a fun video game. But especially in games like these, you want it to feel immersive. And if your apartment complex was Huh? Does that happen to the other locks that you unlock in this
Yeah,
game?
You snap your finger, it just goes away.
Oh, we're in Nightmare World now. Okay, now that
No,
makes
we're
sense.
not. No, we're not.
Oh,
Oh, we're not.
okay. Never mind.
Going back to what you were saying earlier, though, like that said, if you've played the original and you're playing this, do you feel something is lost in terms of the exploration element because the camera is now over the shoulder at all times? Or is there anything that's missing from the third person perspective from the original?
I don't personally think so, but
Yeah, I don't personally think so either. It's mostly a matter of how claustrophobic do you feel in certain areas, like the apartments. 'Cause, this is a pretty narrow hallway as far as apartment complexes go. So
there are points in the original Silent Hill games where the fixed camera does some clever things. But they're the exceptions rather than the rule.
Where the hell did that go?
it was in the other corner.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing about these stupid ambush predators, is that they always pick the corner that you check last. The designers did that on purpose, I swear. I think I got something wrong about the mannequins, by the way. I don't think they're blind. I think they actually are kind of the opposite. They respond to light. Weirdly. So, turning off your flashlight does sometimes give you the ability to surprise them. If you can do that without any light, anyway. Oh, Jesus. There's an inherent form of tension in a horror game where you have to actually aim that does not exist in the fixed camera auto aim games of old. And that is that you actually have to steady your aim even in the face of these kind of jump scary enemies coming at you all of a sudden moments.
I know that Resident Evil 4 isn't really a horror game, but I definitely know that I could just kabam without needing to aim all that much, and I would probably hit them, at least with a shotgun or something like that.
But Resident Evil 4 doesn't necessarily use its enemies in that specific way where they surprise you, and you have to very quickly pull up your aim, steady it over a target, and fire. But in a moment like that, if I had pulled my gun and tried to shoot the enemy, I would have missed, probably, I like that really desperate sound James makes when you do a big-ass overhead swing as a desperation move. It really does give you the moment. It really does give you the feeling that you just barely scraped by that combat. Of course, what also gives you that feeling is
Just barely scraping by.
Ryan always being at critical health. Oh, sweet dodge. And
Put him up. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did I see that right with the AC unit on the window? There's gaps on the left and right side of it.
what?
You gotta cover that up.
Where?
Right there. The AC unit on the window.
Yeah, there were gaps.
There's gaps on the left and right of the window.
You're letting all the cool out.
You're letting all the cool air out. Yeah. You're driving your energy bill up. They deserve this.
I mean, it's got also goddamn Maine, where it's pretty cold most of the time, and like also it's Silent Hill, where I'm sure the temperature does not get above a balmy 55 degrees. I don't know how much you need.
Well, that sounds so good right now.
Well, the other thing is that depending on the season, some people don't want to go through the effort of taking their AC units out, right? So when they open their windows to just let cool air in, they'll also uncover the gaps on the sides of their
I mean, you don't want to leave the AC unit in the winter, though, because then snow and shit's just going to come in through the open window.
Some people are lazy, you know? If it's early fall and they don't want to take their AC unit out either, it's also a valid tactic. Because sometimes you still get hot days at that point, you know? You might want to leave the AC unit in for a couple weeks. And at that point, if there's a cool enough day where you can open the window and just let cold air in. Like right now, actually, in my area, it's frequently dipping into the 70s. If I had a window AC in one of my 2 windows, I might not want to take it out yet because we still have hot days.
Well, it's still August, so, you know.
I would, like, uncover the gaps on the sides of the AC to let more cool air in.
Until it rains.
See, my AC units, my parents' place, our AC units were window units, but they were fucking vacuum sealed with towels, duct tape, and other because we did not take those down for the winter.
Oh yes, I think at my mom's house we did the same thing. Like the AC unit would be down, would be in the window year round. It's just sealed really tight.
Yeah, make sure the vents are closed and all that shit.
But we also had another window in that room that we could just open if we needed to.
Yeah.
This is how you get that key item in the dumpster. It's a giant fucking 6-pack of canned juice.
What?
Bloody apple?
Look, you just dump the big, heavy pack of canned juice in the dumpster. It impacts what's at the bottom really hard.
There wasn't anything else you could use for that?
No.
That was the only edible thing I've seen in this entire game. And also, James just magically knows that there's a coin that landed down there.
No, we saw the coin earlier.
We saw the coin in there earlier from a lower floor, yes. This is a higher floor of the same garbage chute, so...
I don't think I would have ever come to the conclusion that I'm supposed to drop the soda down the garbage chute. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would have picked a different item other than a 6-pack of canned juice.
Oh no!
Like if it was like a I don't know, like an exercise weight or something like that. Like that certainly where the weight of the item is more heavy. Like I would never have assumed that the juice was what you were supposed to use for that.
One of the things I will say that I like about James's notes on the map is that they are a bit more thorough than they were in the original. For example, he writes a note saying that there's a clogged chute here. Like, he notes that detail down. I don't think he did that in the original. I think he just marked what doors were openable and closable. And which ones he couldn't get through. And occasionally, if he found a point of interest, he might mark an exclamation point or a question mark there. But he didn't actually say what was there often. But here he said, there's a clogged chute here. I should probably do something about that. There's something about Silent Hill's more naturalistic approach to item puzzle solving that reminds me of old school adventure games, though.
I mean, I'm certainly getting some of that vibe from here, where you try everything on everything and hope it works.
Well, try everything on everything is one thing, but I don't think you even needed to try a particular item on the garbage chute, at least in this version of the game. I think you might have needed to in the original, but here you just interact with the chute, and James is like, okay, yeah, I'm going to dump this heavy-ass thing of cans in here. Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's Kyle Rayner's girlfriend. Not again.
That looks more like Kyle Rayner's boyfriend, honestly. But
That looks more like Kyle Rayner.
Okay, so this is Eddie. Eddie is both disgusting and pitiable and also revolting in a moral sense.
Oh, you mean the man back there in the kitchen? I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill him. Yeah, it's all right. I'm not saying that you did. Look,
They made Eddie is a lot more, in my opinion, more competently handled in this version than he was in the original.
Yeah, I would say so. In the original version, Eddie was kind of comical,
It's just
which in a way made his heel turn toward the end. His him becoming like a crazy adversary you needed to get past. It made it shocking in a way because you did not expect this kind of funny character to end up like that. I mean, he seems funny because like you find him in this bathroom, right? And he's vomiting in the toilet like usual, but his positioning when you get here, his plumber's crack is hanging out. Like right there in the camera. And the framing of his face in cutscenes is a lot creepier here, especially in the movie theater. Jesus Christ. I was like, "Oh god, Eddie. They gave you the Chief Irons treatment."
Be careful.
You too. So you see this guy later on
Yes.
more in the game. Okay.
Yeah, a couple of
Yes.
times. He's actually the way the little girl got here. He gave her a ride into town.
It's interesting because I was definitely expecting more like character interactions in this game. Whereas in this 6 parts that we've been playing, there was the woman we talked to at the very beginning in part 1. And that's like, that guy there is like the first real other human we've seen since then. And I wasn't necessarily expecting that. Like, I know that you're not going to talk to people all the time. I had assumed that this game would have more cutscenes than that throughout.
Yeah, it's very minimalistic. There are a few human characters, and one human question mark character. Like in Silent Hill 1, we had what's her name, the nurse. I'm blanking on her name. It's been a while.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Who appears human but isn't quite human anymore, you know?
So if you attack one of these guys, the rest will aggro on you?
If they're within range, yes.
Okay.
They'll aggro on you basically the moment they notice you're there. It's just that fighting makes it easier for them to notice you're there because you're making a whole lot of noise and beating on their friends. And that's just not cool. Be quiet in the library.
Is it ever established what they're vomiting on you?
Acid, mostly.
No. Silent
died.
Hill goop.
First death.
Oh, you're dead. Your friends are dead. Your family is dead. Oh my god.
Luckily, the checkpoint system is pretty generous in this game.
What was it like in the original?
Whatever your last save point was where you started.
Oof.
Mind you, that's still mostly the save system here, but there are a few sections like here where it's like, oh, we expect you to die your first time, so we'll be generous about a checkpoint.
This
there.
game, I think, comparatively speaking, has checkpoints.
This is actually the kind of situation where I would recommend busting out the gun to thin numbers a bit before you go in for melee.
Yeah.
Is there even really a reason to kill these guys if you can just go into the next room?
No. You see in the pool back there's a little baby carriage.
Oh,
There's
now I noticed.
there's a key,
Yeah.
there's a key item in there, so
Yeah.
we got to go in there.
If you can nail these guys with a couple good headshots, you can take them down with minimal bullet use, but the way they move makes that a bit difficult. Kind of like the zombies in Resident Evil 2, where they're always shuffling around, you know? Trying to actually land an accurate headshot on an enemy that's constantly zigging and zagging their upper body is a challenge. Which is why you aimed for the legs when you were playing Resident Evil 2. You might not be able to kill the zombie, but you sure can take it out of the fight.
Yeah, that's 2 down. 1 more to go.
Sunderland, smash.
Don't do it. I've got the high
Sunderland,
ground.
Just cuts off their legs with the board somehow. Room's clear.
Who are you talking to, James?
I wonder if...
I don't know.
Now, I don't know what illness it was that James's wife had, but I wonder if it involved a lot of nausea, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that would explain the vomiting body bag enemies.
Well, the baby carriage and the little girl are also definitely like very family oriented, symbolic kind of things, as well.
Yeah.
And here's our third and final key.
The thing about the nightmare that James is experiencing here isn't just that he murdered his wife, though. It's also that there was a lot of strife between them during that period where she was hospitalized. Because she was, not having a good time. That's the kind of situation where even people who genuinely love you are in a position where they don't necessarily have control of their emotions and they'll lash out. There was a particularly memorable bit of flashback audio in Silent Hill 2, the original. I assume it's in the remake too. I haven't gotten that far yet, but like you hear, from James's perspective, a moment where his wife screams at him, basically, and then almost immediately breaks down crying and apologizing because she realizes what she's done. And that's the kind of thing that was happening between them. James was feeling like very, very frustrated by the situation, emotionally belittled because of how like their relationship was not good, and it got to a point where James essentially cracked, and that's how this whole situation happened.
These hints read like Soul Calibur intros.
I mean, this is very clear.
The man doth approach, his blade now revealed. His face disappears behind something. He fucking flipped it. I couldn't finish it.
I'm trying to get where the Adam and Eve thing came from, because, like, Adam and Eve is supposed to be like, oh, you left paradise, but it seems like they weren't in paradise. It seems actually like their marriage fucking sucked, actually. So...
No, the marriage between James and Mary was actually fine until she got sick, in which case both of them just having a miserable time. So
yeah,
it very much depends on your interpretation of the character of James more than anything else.
Like how sympathetic you are to what he was going through.
Yeah, they do leave a lot of it up for interpretation, to be sure. But the point was they had a really rough time during that period of their lives,
I mean, as somebody, I've had family members go through stuff
So
like
have
that,
I,
and it's
so-
not an easy thing to live through. Like, the amount of stress,
No.
even just having a family member in the hospital for that long is immeasurable. So
Mhm.
it definitely makes sense that it would cause a strain on that kind of relationship.
Anyway, this is the kind of puzzle that would completely change if you were on a different puzzle difficulty. So you'd have to find a different set of positions for the coins based on a different set of hits.
Yep.
It's really good for replay value because in most games, while you can beef up the combat challenge, you can't necessarily change the puzzles. The puzzles will always have the same solutions. In Silent Hill's case, you can switch to a different puzzle difficulty on a different playthrough and not necessarily know what the solutions to the puzzles are from memory, and that can be really refreshing,
Mm-hmm. But we will find out what's in room 201 in the next part of Silent Hill 2, so stay tuned. Bye.